All right, so welcome to Stormfront Freaks podcast. We are actually going to be doing something special today. We're going to be doing an unboxing of this new board game we just heard about and found out about. It is called Storm Chasers. And yes, it is a board game. I'll kind of read it off. It says, a storm is coming, buckle up. Storm Chasers is a frantic, fast-paced, roll and rumble strategy game where you are the scientists. It says you're the scientist chasing the storms, but be careful, the storms are also chasing you. In each 3-minute round, everyone plays simultaneously. One player assumes the role of the storms, while the other players are the storm chasers. As a storm chaser, you drive around the countryside trying to catch storms and collect data, which you must deliver to the research stations to score research points before the time is up. But will the storms catch you first? So we're gonna kind of just do a quick unboxing of this board game. You can kind of see the back a little bit here, what's included. What's interesting that I've noticed in some of the videos is there is like a tornado top that you end up spinning, and if it hits you or hits anything else, it has to move to a different location. It says the contents are 1 tornado spinner, 1 game board, 4 storm chaser vehicle pawns, 5 storm tiles, 5 storm dice, 15 storm chaser dice, 48 lightning bolt tokens, 48 research cards, and game instructions. So let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so let's open this up. Find out what we have inside. So obviously we have the instructions. The game instructions are all here, listing really how to play the game. Like it said a little bit on the back of the box, it's really a matter of and this is what I've watched on the video. So I haven't played this game yet. I don't know, but it's a matter of your game board has some of the data, quote unquote data that you're trying to collect. As well as a spot for the tornado, but you constantly roll these dice, and the dice kind of tell you, number one, where you can move, but it also, you have cards that tell you what you're trying to collect to earn the points on the card. So these are the data cards, and you might have a raindrop, thunder, lightning bolt, and a snowflake. And so when you can collect 3 of those, you can put them on your card, turn that in for 9 points, for example, in this case. But here's the game instructions are all listed. And then apparently someone plays the storms. I don't entirely know what that's based off of. Kind of lists here all the cards that you've got and end of the game. Looks like we're opening up. Looks like this is our board. This is our countryside. Ooh, pretty big, actually. This is a decent sized board. I would say it's close to 2 feet by probably actually closer to almost 3 feet by 2 feet. So this is a pretty decent sized board. It'll fit on the table nicely. Nice and sturdy construction. So it feels pretty sturdy. Says Storm Chasers on it. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we got inside. So first and foremost, here is our tornado top. That's pretty interesting. Whoops. So it is clear. It's, well, not entirely clear. It's like a smoke clear, so you can kind of see through it a little bit. Pretty balanced. So that's pretty cool. So we have our tornado top. We're good there. So here is our Storm Chaser vehicles. So we have 4 colors, blue, red, purple, and green. You can kind of see it. It looks like it's obviously a longer SUV kind of vehicle, and it looks like they're trying to put things on the top of the vehicle, like your data collection, instruments, and things like that. So anyway, kind of a interesting looking Storm Chase vehicle. Oh, you know what? They're all different. So that we're going to show this off. So that's the blue one. Here's the green one. This is our Dow. This is our Doppler on wheels. So that's pretty neat. The purple one also looks a little bit like it's got like a little Doppler on wheels sort of on the back. You can see how it compares a little bit to the green truck And then our red one, I don't know what's on the top of this one. Here's our red one. We'll kind of compare that to the blue one. But that's kind of neat. Each one actually is a little different. So it's not cardboard cutout, just painted differently. There are different colors. So we have 4 chase vehicles, and that's the game you can play with 2 to 4 players. So there is a set of white die. It looks like, 3, 4, 8, 12. So 15 white die, 5 black die. So again, this is a situation where my guess is the black die this is the person playing the storm. Primarily because if you look on the black die, they've got the tornadoes on them as well, which I'm sure has something to do with meaning you get to spin the tornado and try and wipe some people out. And the white die are for the players, the scientists, the storm chasers, and they all have the different data icons that you're trying to collect. So that's what you've got listed there. Here are all the lightning bolts. So these are wooden lightning bolt pieces. And how these seem to work is, so our cards, here's our cards. On one side, they all say Storm Research. But again, on the others, and that's kind of nice little Doppler hook image. That's kind of cool. But then on the other side, you're going to have, these are all going to be different. It tells you how many points this data card can be worth. And then it shows you which data sets you have to collect. So in this case, you have to collect 2 snowflakes, kind of what that looks like. So what you do is when you collect 1 snowflake, you would take the yellow lightning bolt and you would set it on one of your snowflakes to show that you've collected one of those. And then when you have 2 collected, you can turn that card in and that's going to be worth 4 points. So the cards, the lightning bolts, and then last, here's our actual data points. And so these would be what go on your game board. So again, these are wooden, each colored differently. And they basically mark each of your data collection tools or data. I don't know what you would call them. I should read the instructions, right? And then the tornado, and apparently this can move as well. And this designates whoever's playing the storms. This designates where they will start the tornado top based on where this token currently is on the game board. So that looks pretty cool. So the goal is at some point we'll actually I'm going to try and play this probably with my family. We'll give it a shot there. I'm trying to see what it says ages. It says ages 8 and up. This is from Buffalo Games and Puzzles. And again, it's called Storm Chasers the Game. And you can get this at Target. This is actually where I first saw it. Haven't looked to see if I can get it anywhere else at the moment. I'd be shocked if you can't find it on Amazon, but I can't verify if that is the case or not. I'm going to close this up, put the instructions on top. All right, so that's Storm Chasers, the game. Again, it's from Buffalo Games and Puzzles. I found it at Target, my local Target here. They had a few of them. It was $19.99, so it's $20. Looks like a fun little game. I mean, we'll have to play it. We'll see kind of how close they can get a board game to storm chasing. But if nothing else, something fun to do in the winter when we're inside more and we're not chasing storms yet. So if you have any questions, feel free to just jot something down in the chat, our YouTube chat. You can do that as well, or drop me an email, phil@stormfrontfreaks.com. And again, check Stormfront Freaks podcast. We are a bi-weekly podcast talking about the weather and a lot of storms. We usually have on every episode a guest from the weather industry like Ginger Z, Jim Cantori, Reed Timmer, Josh Morgerman. I mean, we've had all kinds of meteorologists and storm chasers and all kinds of cool stuff. And the goal is to be a really entertaining weather podcast. So we like to have a lot of fun. We do some really kooky stuff, some crazy stuff. But if you like weather, if you like storms, we might be an interesting podcast. And we're on all the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. If you want to check out more, just go to our website, stormfrontfreaks.com, and you can find out more. Thanks for watching.